Everyone. So I just thought I'd give a little vlog to talk about some stuff that's going on, mostly focusing on some of the new stuff that's going on at YouTube. So first of all, yes, I'm back. I didn't upload for a long time. We had some family stuff going on. We had a pet illness and sadly death. School started, which is always interesting because I have two kids. They are in elementary and high school. They go back to school. It's kind of hectic. But also, I work in ed tech, which means going back to school has a totally new, weird feeling for me because it means that we are trying to get a bunch of stuff out before school starts, and then we have a bunch of maintenance and crazy stuff that happens as soon as school starts. So, I'm busy on two fronts. So, yeah, work went crazy, kids were crazy. Then our pet got sick and died, our dog Gizmo. So yeah, everything was a little nuts for a few months. But now I'm back and I do want to rededicate myself to like doing channel stuff because I like making videos. So one of the funny things, just as I got back, a fellow YouTuber convinced me finally to monetize my videos. His pitch was, hey, it'll help your SEO because there's a lot of indicators that monetized videos get prioritized over non-monetized videos, and monetized channels get prioritized over non-monetized. YouTube says this isn't true, but you can also find a lot of people who throw hard data at it and say, yeah, it is true. Also, if you're a developer, you understand there is a huge gulf between what a developer says and what sales and marketing says. And I've been there many times where sales and marketing has said something that, okay, is kind of maybe a little bit true, but actually isn't true, and it's very subtle, but it's also not easy to explain in a small soundbite. So I think it's one of those things that technically it may be true, but in practice it actually isn't. Anyway, so just as I did this, YouTube changed what your channel needs to meet in order to monetize. Because you can't just monetize straight off the bat. You actually have to meet certain requirements to even be considered. So originally, you had to have 10,000 views over the lifetime of your channel. They changed this to now you need 1,000 followers and 4,000 hours viewed in the past 365 days. This is a huge jump. It really is really big. It's not like they just upped it like, okay, now you need 15 or 20K views per your lifetime. It's a really big jump because it's also just a change in how you get there. So for people, I'm not talking to YouTubers, by the way. People who make YouTube videos are very aware of this, but I had a lot of people who don't make videos for YouTube and don't understand the analytics asking me questions. So I thought I would go over that a little bit because I'm getting these questions. Anyway, in the YouTube community and the community of people who are making these videos, feelings are running very high and very varied. And I think that every single person who makes YouTube videos has probably had like 3 different, feelings over the past like a week. There are people that are really upset because they don't think they'll ever get 1,000 followers or they'll be able to maintain 4,000 hours watched in a year. People are angry because even if your videos aren't monetized, you are bringing value to the platform. Because people watch your non-monetized video and they get a bunch of suggested videos which are monetized often, and somebody clicks on that and then, YouTube makes money. Other people are saying, get over it, dedicate yourself to your channel, work hard at it, get your 1,000 followers, have enough videos where you can get your 4,000 hours viewed. And some people are saying, it's the end of the platform. Others are saying, no, it's the beginning of a better era that will have fewer channels that are pumping out crap because there won't be, there's going to be more people like watching, like making sure that your channel is worthy of being monetized. And all of these are kind of true. my thoughts on it, which, by the way, don't take mine as gospel. Just don't. Because I'm only one person. And I've only been on the platform, a few years, and I haven't ever been like a big YouTube star. So just grain of salt. But my thoughts are 10,000 views over the lifetime of your channel probably was too low. And even though there are some channels that they really struggled to get there, and I've full sympathy because it did take me a while to get there, it's also very easy to game that system. But I'll talk about that in a bit. So yeah, 10,000 was probably too low because too many channels were getting to that point where they could get there easily. Still, I feel like, maybe Google could have done something crazy, like done an if statement, just used if else, maybe raised the 10,000, bar, but also said, okay, or if you meet these other requirements, because I know people that have a bunch of followers, but have trouble hitting that 4,000 hours over the year. Or they have trouble, like they can get the 4,000 hours. It's actually more common that somebody can get the crazy number of hours because of the nature of their videos, but they have trouble getting 1,000 followers. Because tutorial people tend to fall in this category. You're not going to get people who subscribe to your channel to see knit stitches. But maybe you make a lot of really good videos showing off how to do a certain knit stitch. And people they find your video, they watch the 10-minute tutorial, and then they go on with their lives because now they know how to do it, and they're not going to subscribe to you because it's not the kind of thing you subscribe to. And if you look at who I subscribe to a lot of Let's Players and people who put out interesting content. I don't subscribe to people who put out tutorials because it's not a thing you subscribe to, really. So I feel like, they could, put in an if statement. It is Google after all. But it also is true that, there's been an ongoing problem of people who come in and, can get to the 10,000 views really quickly, monetize, and then do some things that are kind of sketchy, like Spider-Man Elsa. That kind of thing. So that's my thought. I'm hoping that I can get back to a place where I can be monetized, because even though it wasn't a crazy amount of money, it did help. I was planning on using it to pay for equipment because I have a lot of hobbies, and this was another hobby, and I'm maybe this hobby should be able to support itself because I already have some hobbies that are a bit expensive. The cost of yarn and fabric is not cheap. So, I was hoping that this one, that at least I could buy a new mic, or I could pay for software upgrades, stuff like that. But I'm hoping to get there. So I am planning on making some more tutorials. One of the things I'd like to do is go back and redo my Git tutorial in more of the Jenko style, the one I just did where I did a bunch of short, under 10-minute videos to make it more digestible instead of the long Git tutorial that I have at the moment. So make a short, nice, easy to digest. I also want to talk about some AWS stuff that I find really cool, because I feel like they have a lot of really cool, powerful tools that, I think can benefit a new developer, because they're really easy to use and you can use Python. And actually they have a really robust free tier because Amazon has $1 zillion or something. So their free tier is extremely robust, and honestly, even once you start paying for it, it's pretty cheap for a lot of these services. So I'll probably start doing those in the new year. I also want to redo my Python 3, my basic Python tutorial for Python 3. And hey, if you have any suggestions about things you would like me to cover, let me know. Let me know in the comments, or track me down on Twitter or any other kind of social media kind of places you can find me. But otherwise, that is my ramble for the month or the week or whatever. I'm going to put these out every once in a while. But I hope to talk to you all later. Bye.